What's good, y'all? My name is Lucas Lyons, and we got some things to talk about. Long time no see. As I might have stated in previous videos, I am a learning specialist here in New York City at the KIPP Charter School, nationwide charter school, a really solid network of charter schools. I'm at one of the middle schools in Harlem, one of the better middle schools, I think, in the city, in the state, dare I say in the nation. Shout out to Data. And so, I got a lot, with remote learning, we're trying to get it, there's a whole different education side. I love doing YouTube and I'm going to continue to do this, but there's a whole other side of work that I have to do as well and have to prepare for because, I lead a team of individuals at the school and, we hold the reins of education right now in New York City, sort of figuring out what's this going to look like in the age of social distancing, yada, yada. Anyway, so that's to the side. I'm here, I shaved. It's been a while. I shaved a while ago. That's how long it's been since I made a video because you can. It's growing in again, all right? But we're here now, Good to see y'all, family. We're here talk about racial puberty, build that racial stamina so we can have these conversations, build a better community, have a generational reparations plan in place so my kids, straight. Because it might take that long. I'm letting you know, I'm going to die. There's going to be a plan. It might take that long, but there's going to be a plan in place no matter what, all right? We out here, ADOS. Anyway. So, jumping right into it, racial puberty, not going to talk about my past. I'm going to talk about something that's something that happened in the past, but 2-3 weeks ago. I had the most interesting conversation I've had with a white person in a while, if ever, right? So, like I said, I work at a middle school here. I'm a learning specialist in New York City. And, I run a team, a grade level team. And I work with a lot of white people, as you can imagine, in education. And one of the white women that I work with, let's call her Stacy. Her words on mine. She considers herself like a white liberal female type, Boston, Massachusetts, Princeton, New Jersey, NYU woke, type of not all that, but the typical liberal tri-state area, New England sort of northerner, you know what I mean? And we sort of broke that down during our conversation too. But I say that all because, she comes up to me and she might mention in conversation things about race. She enjoys having sort of these conversations about race. And Robin DiAngelo wrote in her book, White Fragility, and, there's data out there. White people don't like talking about race. White people don't want to talk about it. And non-white people don't want to talk about it, right? White people don't want to talk about race. So I always, find it intriguing sometimes when white people do sort of want to engage, but I don't like when it's on the surface level, and that's usually why I don't have the conversation with white people, because there's a myriad of reasons. Anyway, to continue on with the story. So, she always brings things up, and I always get out of it oh, thanks, that's interesting to hear, Stacey, but I gotta go do this or do that. And okay. Recently, we were on the phone. And I forgot what we were talking about. I think we were talking about work or something. And we started talking about, hey, how you doing? How's your family? Yada, yada. And we got into politics. And she mentioned something about how much she loves Obama. Right? And right on cue. All right, Stacey, thanks. I gotta go. I'm not getting, this is why I don't have conversations with white people about race. The data clearly shows what Obama, look at what he's doing now. Oh, I should put that next video. Vote Obama. Anyway, the data shows Obama was not good for ADOS, right? And to have this white woman say, oh, I loved Obama, yada, yada. I said, yep, gotta go. I'm not getting into this with you. Do your research, do your homework. I'm not, right? She said, Lucas, I noticed that whenever I'm engaging with you, trying to engage with you in the conversation about race, you gotta go or change the conversation. As she's saying this, I'm thinking, how am I gonna get out of this conversation? Like a bad episode of Seinfeld. It's how am I gonna get out of here, right? And I couldn't get out of it. I laid it all out there. I was talking for about 45 minutes. I let her know all white people that I meet, all white people in the world, to me, are suspected white supremacists. I love it. That's how racism functions for me. And I talked to her about white supremacy and just the ADOS agenda. And we were having these conversations because she brought up Obama. And then let me tell you about this. This is part of the reason why I don't like to have conversations about race with white people. Because white people, as we were talking, I was talking to her about why, what I'm saying to you now. She's like, that's so interesting. Okay, so then why would a black man like you not like Obama? I said, that's not for me to get into that data with you, Stacey. Why do you want me to tell you why another because again, white supremacy, ADOS, I'm gonna have a conversation about the non-white infighting and ADOS and the immigrant and the why might that word not coming to me right now? My gosh, the xenophobic sort of ideas and yada yada yada. But like that's a separate conversation. About this white woman, I would never throw out dirty laundry, no matter how much I disagree and dislike Obama's policies and what he didn't do for ADOS. I would never, under exceptional circumstances, why would I talk to another non-white person? I mean, another white person about something a black man is or isn't doing. Like, that's not the conversation. And I explained this to Stacey. That's not the conversation I want to have with white people when engaging in conversations about race. When I'm talking to a white person about race, we're talking about the historical federal, state, local policies put in place to not only rape, plunder, take from black ADOS, but to give to white people. When affirmative action was white, that concept, that actuality. And then we consider, shout out to Stacey. I don't like shout out to Stacey because she did change she changed herself in my eyes. Like, rarely, if ever, do I have a white person really engaging and listening and wanting to, you know what I mean? So shout out to Stacey for that. But anyway, and then we started talking more about race, and then somehow she tried to bring it to sex, female, male. I said, Stacey, notice how we were talking about race, about the state, local, federal violence, and you're trying to talk about black females, black males, white females, black females, and I'm glad I had the vocabulary and I had the vision, the perspective to see that this was happening. If this was me years ago, I would have got all wrapped up in it. But no, I have the racial stamina and the understanding to have these truthful conversations because, like the title says, white bread, and I'm not someone who uses like the derogatory white. I don't go around calling the same white. I did it for clicks, white bread. I did it for clicks because to go into white bread and that concept about white people, like this different persona of white people, because as I mentioned, Stacey, this sort of tri-state, northeast idea of, what white liberal women do in today's political spectrum. I basically came out and I asked her, I said, Stacey, if there was do you support reparations for ADOS? What did I hear? And what is didn't say it has to come out your paycheck, didn't say none of that. Do you support reparations for ADOS? When it comes down to this is white bread. Because I'm like, you consider yourself liberal, do you have these, Stacey, the conversation you're having with me, do you have these conversations in your circles? With your liberal white female friends, your liberal white male, do you have these conversations? If you're woke and you're down and you're an ally and you're with it, when it comes down to giving something up for reparations and fight and saying, yes, you deserve tangibles, you deserve something, are you willing to do that? Is your family willing to do that? Are your close circle of friends willing to say, yeah, I'm absolutely down for that. If there was a bill tomorrow for reparations on the table, yes, let's take the budget and do that. And let's say even if she ain't got bread, because I know some, 9 times out of 10, no matter how poor or impoverished a white person is, they probably know. And I know I'm generalizing. Look at the data. White people know white people with white bread. That's the concept of white bread. I know there are poor white people out there too. But I bet more white people know very rich white people than I know very rich black people or other very rich white people. That's not like my circle, you know what I mean? And I came from poverty, and I feel like I'm doing what I got to do. I'm 28. I got I can move in various circles, and I know I don't have some of those connections that other whites who haven't gotten to the level of individual success that I have gotten to have, if that makes sense. That's what white bread is. So even if you're like, oh, but there are poor whites out there too, yeah, white bread. They probably know somebody who got bread. That's when white family households have $100,000 in wealth. Black family households barely got 1,000. This is when we get into that data. And then you look about reparations in the age of stimulus. This is evidence of erasure. This HEROES Act passes the House, $500 billion, I believe. Ain't nothing about ADOS agenda, nothing about reparations. You got the chair of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, saying now's the time to be imaginative. Is the $2 trillion we just gave out enough? Now is the time to do it. And the Congressional Black Caucus ain't saying nothing? No public outcry? Well, I'm making demands. Check the link in the description below. Check that Google link. I'm making templates. Send it to your other peoples about. We got to send these demands in because it got to be said. We need set asides. We need It's over right now, and this is showing. And I'm not glad COVID happened, but this is showing that we need to be imaginative. Jerome Powell. But the CBC is saying nothing. This is evidence of erasure of ADOS. Evidence of erasure of ADOS. You know what I mean? Like, there's stuff in there about native tribes. Native tribes definitely deserve they dues. Immigrants definitely need what they got to get. They ain't getting what when they come to this country. They need those protections. Absolutely, they're humans. Absolutely, but ain't nobody who's advocating for ADOS on the Hill. The Congressional Black Caucus obviously isn't. Check the link in the description. Email your representative. Email the Black Caucus. Not only to mention that, Ben Shapiro, I hate to have to mention Ben Shapiro, very problematic. But even in some of his videos on the Daily Wire, I think this came out a couple weeks ago, but we got, what's her name, Ayanna Pressley? Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley? You got to check the link in the description below. This black woman, specifically mentioning what needs to happen, what she's pushing for as far as stimulus and what people need. Nothing about black folk. What she mentions, communities of need, immigrants, other communities, our most desperate community. Nothing about ADOS, nothing about black people. That's erasure right there. That's erasure right there. And she's not the only, this is just happening. I mean, in my previous video, I talked about AOC. This is a constant thing. And I'm glad I have the perspective, and I'm grateful for ToneTalks, Yvette Carnell, the co-founders of ADOS, and William Darity, the sort of the scholar, the economist, who's been pushing that reparations work too, to see exactly what is happening, the erasure of the ADOS experience. And it's despicable, and it's nasty. And the reparations of the age of stimulus, we got to get imaginative, Jerome Powell says. The CBC is saying nothing at this time. I am livid. Email your congressman. There's a template below. Jazz it up the way you want to. Enter your name. Do what you got to do. But this can't keep going on. Just erasure of what we've been through. You know what I mean? Just the Heroes Act and nothing. Aren't we the backbone of the Democratic Party? And I'm not a Democrat. I don't even like that left-right spectrum. I understand the vocabulary. I don't even like that. I'm nothing like, but the Democrats not even looking out for the people who, as a solid block, voting for them. White population doesn't vote in a solid block the way black people do. The Latino vote doesn't do that. What other people do that? Shout out to Melba's, New Orleans. Shout out to Melba's. Okay? No, come on. Come on. It's ridiculous. Please, email your congressperson now, please. The last thing I want to talk about, white terrorism. Ahmed Arbery. Literally being hunted. After the Civil War, white gang members, thugs, because white criminality after the Civil War was the criminality in the country. Anyway, after that, whites would form groups and thugs. One of the most infamous ones were called the Uglies, where they would just hunt, like we saw, what happened in February, just hunt the Uglies. That's what this reminded me of, just white groups, the Uglies, hunting black people. No citizens arrested, no nothing. This happened in February. And that gets me thinking, what's going on in this country that we don't know about black people? How other many people have just been hunted, just gone? Just nothing. You know what I mean? Ahmed Arbery, just hunted. And this happened in February. Breonna Taylor shot sleeping. Remind me of Fred Hampton. Shot in bed. I don't care what, and I say this to say, I don't care what was happening. With the history this country has, with the violence against black bodies, none of this there'd be no shootings. No shootings against black bodies. Like there should be more, I'm not an officer. God bless all the officers out there. I'm not an officer. I don't know what training is necessary. There needs to be specified training. This is how you treat black folk in this country. That's what it needs to be, because the history against black people in this country, it gets me frustrated. Like, I just finished reading The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson. Phenomenal book. And like books like that, just history like this, like instances like Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery getting just murdered and slain, it just is frustrating, you know? Like, 2 plainclothes civilians hunting a black person and the news not coming out and nothing being done until the public made something happen. This happened back in February. Breonna Taylor getting shot in... I'm getting a little bit of a headache now thinking about it. Because obviously I can wear a shirt or just list out all the names of the black people, but like this connects to the reparations piece. I'm not even sure what to say at this point. This connects to the reparations piece because we need our own. Like, there's something real psychotic going on that's been going on, and there's the Road to Zero Wealth piece about us having nothing, not being able to literally exist in this country by 2050. But then there's also the spiritual and emotional piece about, like, I don't know. I thought I had the words. I'm trying to find the words, but like, it's, and then you have whites with guns strapped to their bodies, full tactical gear, on the Capitol steps in some states, just protesting. And nothing being done. Nobody getting shot, no accidents, no nothing. I wasn't expecting to become speechless during this video, but it is almost incomprehensible. Please check the link in the description below. I hope it's helpful. Contact your Congress, your representative, please. And we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do, and I'm very grateful for Yvette Carnell, ToneTalks, for giving me the vocabulary when it comes to ADOS and really pushing a political agenda for black people in this country. And, I believe we have a bright future. And, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you being here. So, yeah, hopefully the next video comes out soon. The school year is wrapping up. Less than 20-minute video. God bless y'all. Thank you. Be safe. Stay healthy. And I'm going to catch you next time.